And we are back. I seriously love how the music from the main menu or the title screen just continues if you're near a Colosseum. Anyways, hello everybody, welcome back to the episode of Pokemon Colosseum. We are now going to read the PDF message that we got last episode. This is it. I heard they've gone to the Deep Colosseum. I heard rumors about it. There's supposed to be a seriously top trainer who goes by the Deep King. I wonder what Pokemon he uses. And that is what we're going to find out today, because I have a feeling that this is going to be a episode mainly focusing on really just doing this Colosseum, at least until we get another PDA message that tells us to go elsewhere. But also between episodes, I went and got ourselves lots of Pokeballs, lots of healing items, and I also equipped the amulet coin onto Godnope, because, well, she is in the front of the party, next to Lyric, I believe. Lyric or Al. I think it's actually Al that's next to her. And a few PP up so we can have like 6 earthquakes instead of like 5 quick earthquakes. And I love how Wriggle over here says ooh la la. I'm also really hoping that we'll be able to refight all the Cypher admins because I really want to get Ain's Rico. I don't really remember how the name's actually spelled, but that's really what I'm wanting to go. But also, as we go through the Colosseums and any times that it's not going to be cut or sped up, I do have some, so I'm like trying to think while I'm trying to talk here. I do have some facts that I just brought up, just because why not? There's things to talk about, and reading about facts is also really interesting. And one of them would be the fact that this isn't written down, but just one that I remembered when I was reading. I thought it was kind of interesting. Psyduck, besides it not being like a psychic water type Pokemon, is that its headaches or its migraines, once it gets up so badly, it releases like a bomb almost of psychic energy. It's kind of like a ticking time bomb, which I think is really interesting. I also feel so bad for little Psyducks over here. That is an Electric. That means we're going to be using Earthquake instead. And for whatever reason, just didn't use Ice Beam. I'm guessing it's because Owl missed or something like that. I don't really know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But also, back to the very beginning of this episode, even though it's only been like 2 or 3 minutes by now, that I find it interesting how the music also just continues throughout like the beginning until you exit it unless you're in a Colosseum, which honestly that little detail I love so much. But also, the music for just the title screen is amazing. I really love it. It's too bad it doesn't just like continue, but I was listening to that while I was typing down general things that I do have notes of what's going to happen throughout either these episodes or just topics to talk about, stuff like that. And yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. But also on top of a topic, not on top of topic of the title screen, I just think it's really fun that if you press the B button or the back button, whichever you're playing on, whether it's going to be GameCube or an emulator, because never know, not everybody has a GameCube, just saying. But if you press the back button, it'll actually change the little characters or the Pokemon that are on the title screen. And it actually loops around, I think, 4 times until it goes back to like Wes, Ryu, and Espeon and Umbreon. But I like that. And I also think it's weird how the title screen lies. Not the title screen, that is the, I don't know why I said that. I'm just going to try to use Cross Chop against Delibird. It might miss, but if it does, it doesn't matter. Okay, I was now using Solar Beam, and sadly, Godnope missed her attack, which is sad. But that's just the downside to using that move. It's super powerful, but it misses very easily. But now back on topic of that as well, and just not so much the title screen, but the cover of the game lies, because we can't get Kyogre or Groudon in this game without actually trading it in. So it's like, the lies. It's just like, why you gotta do that to us, game? I would love to have this Pokemon, just saying. I could have just used Earthquake and it just got out of the way. Like, good job, Godnope. Also, you are much more faster than Owl all of a sudden. It's like, you go, girl. But also, holy cowabunga, dude, I didn't realize what what level I was almost level 80. I'm so glad that we don't need badges in this game. It would make it so much tougher to, like, not get the Pokemons to, like, not level up that quickly. And now, Robert loves to battle with his Pokemon. Or rather, his Pokemon love to battle. I'm also just going to speed through this because, like, I just really want to get to Decipher Admin, but if there's anything that I want to note down or anything, I'll let you guys know. Especially saying I want to read out the next fact to you guys too once we get over to the next Cipher Admin, at least what I believe will be the next Cipher Admin. Zero will get hit in the face with an earthquake. It sounds really weird to say, but like, still, that means God Nope will be the one going in last. But let's see if it will actually KO both of them or not. And I believe Zero is also water normal. I could be wrong. I think it's interesting that the very first evolution of Zero and Meryl, because I forgot what the Pokemon's name is, sadly, a cute little thing. I'm surprised it's only, like, I think just water type or just normal type. I think that's kind of interesting. And hey, Azatu appeared. But I am going to switch though, because actually no, I'm not going to. I was going to because I'm going to use Earthquake, but we have an Ice type Pokemon. Or rather, we have a Dragon type Pokemon. And my goodness, I really love the new Pokemon Scarlet. I really picked up one of the Ice and Dragon type Pokemon. It's so adorable, I love it so much, and I can't wait for it to get to its third evolution. Because I just evolved it, and I don't remember what its name is, because no, I'm not very familiar with the new Pokemon types and Pokemon names. I don't even think there's any more types. Now here's a question for you guys, question of the day. Do you think in the next Pokemon game there'll be another Pokemon type? Because it has been a while since Fairy type had been introduced, and it'll be kind of interesting to see if they do, what they would add. And if you think that they do, or if they don't, what is something that you would like to be, like, what type of Pokemon, like attacks or just Pokemon would you like to see going in? And hey, there's Daycom. That's right, babies. It was going right. Which means I think he has one fire type Pokemon still, even though we have Entei. I don't quite remember what Entei gets replaced with. It's like kind of like his face paint, but like, oh man. I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble as a character. Like as a character design with the way he looked. But oh, Dragon versus Dragon, baby. Now Daycom's fight I will speed up because I don't really have much to talk about him, at least as of right now, and I also want to make sure that our Pokemon also survive. So enjoy the fight and the music that I put in the background, whatever one it will be. Okay, so obviously he's not done yet, but I find it hilarious how, you know, Swampert was just trying to use Earthquake, and it's just trying to, like, destroy Bestow, but it didn't really happen that often. But also, what the heck was there in net when we just, like, took Lyric back in the Pokeball? It's like, bro, what are you trying to do here? Ooh. That almost killed it actually, but at least we have Earthquakes that's going to happen, and that's the last time we get to see the sunlight until, you know, Daycom kills it. But once again, why did Daycom and all the other admins have some kind of legendary? Did they take the DNA and recreate the legendary Pokemon, or do they have the original legendary Pokemon? Because I'm pretty sure it is from the DNA, but I think it would be interesting if the fact that they actually were one of the few people, aside from obviously the main characters, that would be able to actually catch legendary Pokemon. So that's food for thought, but also, ooh, that was honestly a really good fight. Because I actually had to think there quite a bit. And well, we got some really good dollars right there in Team 48, which I don't really remember what that is. But we get another PDA message that we will then read right now. Not a stack list though. A Deep King again. This is nuts. I'm going to information about Deep King, but slowly. He does sound like an expert trainer though. I wonder what kind of Pokemon he uses. I mean, that's what you were asking last time, and like, that didn't really get answered. But we are going to go back into another one, just because I don't think the story can proceed without actually like going forwards with this, so it might be a bit longer of an episode, but I'd rather get it as done as possible. I think in the next episode I'll probably finish it off, because I believe there's like 4 or 5 rounds of these. We already did 1, and doing 2 here, we should knock off the last 2 as well. Unless there's only 3 admin that we're going to be fighting, I don't really know, because I don't really remember this part that much, other than the fact that this is where we will be refighting the admins if we didn't get the Pokemon already in the main story. Twice! Which I think is honestly really nice, because I was like, oh no, is that like mess up getting Riku? Or Raikou? Raikou? I'm just gonna call him Riku for now, because if we catch it, that's probably what we're going to name it, let's be honest here. And now, I'm happy that we could finally use our Earthquake again. And use Fly, because why not? We could do that. And now on topic of a legendary Pokemon, because we just fought Dakim and you would have Heatran. For the Fire-type Pokemon Heatran, as far as I'm aware of, and I believe this is where I also looked it up, but also it's off memory too, is the only legendary Pokemon that could actually be either male or female. Not just male, not just female, or not just like no gender at all, which I think is really interesting. I wonder why they don't have more Pokemon like that. And okay, they are setting up. That is kind of terrifying, because I don't remember what setup Machoke has, but I believe Poison for 1 move or something does really good damage, so I'm hoping that this Fly will actually KO the Machoke, because I'm honestly kind of terrified, and thank goodness it did. Al is also level 80, which is like, bro, you do you freaking slay Al. I'm really surprised that Swablu is one of those Pokemon, and of course, why do I suddenly forget Altaria? Or Altaria? I don't remember how to actually say the Pokemon's name. But it's surprising it's one of those Pokemon that levels up very, very quickly, but it's also run that way because obviously we have a really strong Pokemon with us. It's level 80, and it's lots of good health. And he forgot to focus on something, which I don't even know what he was saying. Did you really come all this way down just to lose? I mean, did you come all the way down just to say that and to lose after saying that, girl? That's right, I'm going to win, baby. But also now on topic of another thing that, in terms of Pokemon, is the only Pokemon. But this is only for Gen 3, because I'm pretty sure there's more Pokemon now than back then in Gen 3. The only Pokemon that has the name starting with an I is Illumis? I don't really know how to say the Pokemon's name, but I was thinking about it, it really is. And I think that's kind of interesting. It's a really random fact, but I don't know why I just find it so interesting. But I do, it's just like, yeah, you go Illumis. You be the only one that has an I in the name. That means if we have Shadow Pokemon as Illumis, or have already caught one, which I don't believe there's one in this game, we can only just call it I. And goodbye, Dolphin. I absolutely love the music in this game. Like, I don't even realize how good the music is until it got stuck in my head. Especially saying, like, this Pokemon game in particular, I have a lot of this music stuck in my head since last time I played before you guys, which was, I don't even remember, it was a few years back, and that's really saying something. So here's another question for you guys, another question of the day. What is a game, or some games that you have played or you have watched, that has music that gets stuck in your head very easily? or even ones that have music that's stuck in your head for years after playing it. Because another one that I have some music that's still in my head would be for Guild Wars or Guild Wars 2, which is an MMO game that I play here and there. And I also at times have like just the music in general just stuck in my head. I'm like, cool, it makes me want to play that game again. Which, you know, I am, and if you're interested in playing MMOs, I would definitely suggest that because it is free to play, and I think 90% of the stuff is not bound by DLCs. The only thing that would be bound by the DLCs in there is really just the maps and probably some of the classes in there. But that's about it. I'd say that's a pretty good, like, you know, turnaround or whatever. Also, don't know what it just used right there. I don't believe it used Destiny Bound, which I really hope not because I'm using this. And why not just use Solar Beam? Because I'm pretty sure Earthquake is going to KO it. KO both of them, at least I'm hoping so. Yep, there's Spinda, which means the other Pokemon will also just be wiped off the existence of Earth, at least until the Pokemon gets healed up by the Pokeballs. Unless we're playing in Nuzlocke, then it is just KO'd for sure. I also find it really fun how this is the only Colosseum that doesn't have the same like, people that you're going to be fighting the whole time around. It'll probably be different once you get to the Deep King, at least I'm going to assume so. Unless it's something like we just so happen to miss getting Recal again, which I'm really hoping we're not. I did buy some timer balls. I'll probably buy some more timer balls after we're done with this Colosseum as well. Because we got like 20, probably gonna have like 20k more after this. If I had to guess, that's like a good chunk of Pokédollars right there, my loves. And now it's time to fight against Venus. I don't know why I said hello almost. I think it's because I read that, oh no, that she did. And why did she spin like this and then decide to throw at her Pokemon and not do that again? It's like, what's the point? But I also really like how the Advent themes are actually playing out in the background. Makes me really want to fight Mirror B again, because that song just freaking slaps. I love it so much. And you know that I'm going to be using Earthquake. I don't care if it doesn't do much damage or doesn't do any damage against like Dusclops at all. Earthquake is just like my favorite move. It just freaking slaps and I love it so much. And I will also probably just speed through here unless I have something to say, because why not? Oh, she used a full restore. I also love how happy Blissey looks. Just like, yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, I love Blissey so much. And I should probably also, you know, switch out Garno, considering I'm pretty sure it's the one that just got targeted by the most attacks. But my goodness. Good job, Garno, destroying that freaking Blissey. And almost destroying that Cyclops, unfortunately. Not quite there. But also, just wanted to note down, since we're refighting the ciphers, I wonder why it's only Mario B that has, like, that actually has a special theme to him. Because after that, Dacom's, Ion's, and Venus's themes are all the same. Like, I don't even think they're any, like, slightly different. And I'm just really curious to know why that is. Maybe it's because it's the first one that you see, and it's the only one that you see outside of his actual hideout. Because I don't think the, I don't really remember what it's called. I don't think that place was even called a hideout. It was just like a gathering area. There's also the entrance to the Deep, or to the Under rather. We're in the Deep, and I wonder why there's only just a Colosseum down here. It would be interesting if there was actually like another like city under here, even if it was like a very small city again. I don't know, what would you guys think about that if there was more cities, like if they built onto this place, not just having a Colosseum, but just having like a broader area that you can explore? Because I think that would be really fun, because there are things like the Battle Frontier and, you know, Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald, which is just a totally other place that you can explore. Excuse me, don't mind my hiccups here. That actually kind of hurt. It's like it hurt up here. I hate hiccups. And I just realized that Milotic actually has like 3 dots on his neck, or its neck, whatever you want to call it. Because technically its whole body could be a neck. Snakes are interesting. I love snake anatomy. Just like its stomach is somewhere in the middle. It's like worms. Like worms and snakes. My goodness, they are so interesting. But there is Venus out of the way and a lot easier to take on because I didn't have to think as hard. I don't like the way that Gauntlet's design looks. Again, why does he spin like that? That also hurts spin like that. Like if I do that, I hurt my own back. But another Colosseum done out of the way. That means we shall leave the other half for next episode. I'm having a feeling that we're going to get another PDA message, so we're not going to leave it off quite yet until we read this. And I'm having a feeling it's probably going to be another Deep King thing. Yep. This is that. I've been slowly getting more information on a trainer called Deep King. He apparently uses a shadow shackle. He could be very tenacious. So there we go. With that PDA message done and out of the way and Colosseum, we shall save it here and leave it here. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Slap the subscribe button, say something down in the comments down below, do what you do, and we'll see you in the next episode, which we will continue doing this Colosseum until we get to the very end, and I'm hoping so much that we will be able to get Rico. We shall see. Peace.